Welcome back to Tabletop Titans for another exciting event recap. We just came back from the exciting Nova 2022 over in Northern Virginia. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was great. Super great event. I'm surprised we've never gone before.
Yeah.
It was amazingly fun. Huge, great community there, and massive.
It's a massive event. This is, if you guys aren't familiar, Nova is one of the biggest events in wargaming. At least in the U.S., and is one that's known very well. It's been running for many, many years. And so this year was the first time for, I think, all of us, right? You never been, Zach?
Never been. There's like a big three, right? They say it's Nova, Adepticon, and LVO.
Exactly.
For wargaming, anyway, right?
Yeah, precisely. So it was a massive event. Hosted actually at the it was the Hyatt by literally at the airport, Reagan International.
Yeah. Yes.
And there was everything from 40K. There was Sigmar. There was Aeronautica, card games. I'm like listing only the GW stuff. There's a ton of stuff of lots of different games and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Look, we're excited to see you guys in chat. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, do let us know. There's lots to talk about, and so if there's something that we miss, let us know. We're happy to talk about it.
Yes,
we love
definitely.
talking about ourselves, right? So without further ado, I think let's dive on in. Of course, Nova, as we mentioned, on the East Coast. I didn't know Nova stood for Northern Virginia until, a few weeks ago.
Your family moved to the East Coast kind of after.
That's right.
Right when you went to college.
Yeah.
So you have like East Coast connections, but not there enough to like casually hear people say Nova a few times, and you're like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, I've never heard that term outside of Nova Open.
I guess it's like SoCal, right?
Yeah,
NorCal.
Sure.
But it's an important distinction also because Virginians will tell you that Nova is insanely different than the rest of Virginia.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. And we could literally see like DC basically from where we were, so it's very, very close to that. Close to where my parents are, close to where your parents are.
My sister.
Your sister, that's right. Sorry, different relatives.
Yeah.
So we got to kind of travel out and see that. So I want to talk to you guys about the travels, about our adventures. Zach, you competed in Sigmar.
Yep.
And played in Aeronautica. I guess competed.
Played in the
crushed everyone.
Played in the mod.
Yeah,
in Aeronautica.
The mod Aeronautica.
Exactly.
Brett and some of the mods got together and made some full-scale Aeronautica.
Craziness.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be super cool. So you did that. You played in 40K.
Yes.
The singles GT.
I played in the singles GT. I actually was probably the first one to the event, so I got to watch our Titans team play in the team tournament. We had like 3 teams there. Just hung out the last day, Sunday, where I kind of just got to chill, dropped from the GT and got to hang out with everyone, which was probably my favorite part, to be honest.
So jealous. I know, there's a lot of amazing things that happened, and we have ideas for what we might do next year.
And then yourself, you played in the GT. I guess it's a super major, technically.
It is, yeah.
It was like 400 or so people, and you went all 9 rounds, placing 11th.
11.
Nice.
I know.
Huge.
Wait, you guys play in different events?
No. It's the same event.
Same
so
event.
you can say that.
You just stayed the last
I just
day.
stayed.
Yeah.
So Nova's a bit weird. It is 9 rounds. Everyone plays 9 rounds, but after the first 6 rounds, you can drop kind of no harm, no foul, because of the way that it gets kind of broken up.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that. But that's generally the things we participated in. We hung out. It was awesome. So let's see. I don't even know where to start.
Do we want to just go by like each day? I feel like that's
so.
how I thought about it, at least like chronologically or in order.
We had a thing. We got full blown East Coast John. The East Coast John formed out on the East Coast, and East Coast John has traveled back to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it.
I like it. He's like more assertive. In like not too mean of a way.
Yeah.
Definitely more organized.
We definitely got the East Coast vibes, or East Coast versions of everyone. Like Bridger. Oh man, Bridger super assertive in like waiting staff.
Oh, really?
Like,
oh, no, I don't know if I'm okay with this.
Order. Not like mean. I don't know.
Well, we went to a pretty insane place.
Yeah. Fair enough. I love it. East Coast version of people. Oh, we do have a super chat from Is This Adrian?
Hey.
I don't know. They say, the Gellerpox squid head guy is finally available. So obviously, I pre-ordered that. What is on everyone's hobby table? Ooh, excellent question, as always. Yeah, the Gellerpox just re-released.
Amazing.
Awesome.
I was just seeing that re-release, and they look amazing. You made grotesque out of yours, and I
Yep.
think they're like top-notch conversions, if you
thank
would
you.
say that. Yeah. So
Appreciate it.
they definitely have great, amazing uses. The CSM codex dropped recently.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a ton of great conversions for
great.
them,
Spawn.
like Possess, Spawn,
Yeah.
or even what are they called? The Accursed Cultists as well.
Ooh, for the big dudes.
For the big dudes, the bigger ones.
That's
they
really
look
cool.
Yeah, and the Star Striders, right? They go
Yeah.
with them, which
Yeah.
is also a cool kit.
They're an amazing
Yeah.
kit. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of these bespoke kill teams. I know we all want to be able to use them in 40K,
Right.
and hopefully they make that happen. But I am a fan of these bespoke. It lets them just do more interesting things rather
Yeah.
than like, here's 10 crew.
Yeah, exactly. I
like-
think.
yeah.
I agree, and they've done that kind of in Sigmar. I think, in my opinion, more successfully.
With the Underworld. Oh, no, well, I guess both, really.
Oh, I guess they
Warcry.
are. Yeah, and they're other
it's kinda
bespoke
both,
games,
right, yeah.
and they're like playable.
Yeah.
So, but they're great conversions of nothing else. What's on the hobby table? Well, look, I'm not saying that I am preparing for our Saturday show, of which is a pre-order day, but
You might be.
come and tune in Saturday if you want to see Bridger in a beard. What about
Yeah.
you guys? Hobby stuff? I'm sorry. What about you, Zach?
Exactly.
I have a couple Sunshark bombers for
Oh.
something coming up. Also,
I like it.
and a lot of Sigmar terrain right now
Yeah.
because we don't have a ton in the studio, so just making some more Sigmar terrain.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
My hobby table is just the handoff of me getting things built
Yeah.
by people and then handing off to Adrian to then paint them.
That's true. Yeah, I was gonna say I have some John hobby stuff on my table.
There you go. Putting stuff on other people's table is my hobby.
Logistics.
You're
Yeah,
contributing.
logistics, yeah.
So thank you. Is this Adrian?
Yes.
Now, so day one.
Day
or
one.
even before day one, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah. What was your expectations coming into the event? What did you think Nova, how do you think it was going to go? We actually took some time.
Yeah.
We missed a few stream days to basically visit family and kind of take a mental health thing.
Yeah. We kind of scattered to the winds.
we kinda scattered
and then,
to the winds.
coalesced.
Yeah, at Nova.
Yeah. That'd be a cool like montage.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I was nervous. Not nervous, I was skeptical. Nova's a big event with a lot of baggage and a lot of history behind it, and the expectation of playing 9 rounds didn't sit super well with me.
intense.
Yes.
So I was like pre-grumpy about that. And kind of, the website organization was not the best, so that also made me pre-grumpy about
Yeah.
everything. So I was like, look, I'm gonna have a good time because we're gonna go see good people, we're gonna play games, but I was kind of expecting it to go sideways.
Yes.
Which I'll just caveat now, it did not. So
Right.
that was my expectation.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that coupled with it's the first time we're playing on GW terrain, at least for the 40K folks here.
Oh, you guys were playing
we
with
were-
the plexiglass stuff.
Yes.
Yes, and I've never played with that before.
Can we talk about that for a sec?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so I played on it at
Yeah.
Nova.
That's right.
And not Nova, at
LVO.
LVO. Brett and I did played on it at the Narrative,
Yeah.
and we liked it
Yeah.
because it creates these interesting ways to make obscuring for everything, and then infantry could go into the terrain and still be hidden. But
Exactly.
I noticed your guys, the windows were not so closed.
So
off.
they were, and they were played as such.
Okay,
They
okay.
weren't fully. I
Okay.
think it's probably the same terrain, but it's seen some wear
Some-
and tear
yeah.
by this point.
It's interesting because, like, on one hand, you want infantry to work that way. Like, I want my infantry to be, like, okay, obscured when they're behind it, but I want them to be able to go in and be obscured sometimes.
Exactly.
But then also the game, and I want to hear your guys' take as the people who play competitively.
Sure.
The game is really heavily tilted towards infantry currently, so it almost gives infantry this like extra. What was your take?
No, yeah, for sure. It's definitely a different meta in a sense. It's a different style of play where it gravitates towards a lot of infantry, for sure. Like if you, who did I go against? I think it was like navigating like a Gilliman or something, or an Abaddon around like these ruins, like non-infantry, a
Like walking
monster.
around plexiglass?
Yeah.
And
Gilliman, yeah.
Gilliman, yeah. And
Abaddon loves this terrain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
He's actually infantry. But as opposed to like Repentia and Retributors navigating it, so much better, so much better. Yeah.
I
What do you
agree.
think?
It worked out okay for me, but it is very punishing, right? Because you have these giant blocks, and they were very strict about the way that they were oriented. Day 1 versus day 2. So it made for some potential big sight lines, but also like these big chunks of board that unless you were short, you had to stay back behind from. You know?
Yeah.
I was glad I was playing Harlequins, frankly, because I'm
Yes.
so fast and maneuverable, and my boats are relatively short. That unless we were playing on like I think maybe the orc terrain is just it's a little shorter actually, so you can almost like see over them.
Yeah.
But the regular stuff I can actually be in my boats hidden. Everything can be hidden. So
Yeah.
And also, like I said, there's these big open places.
Yeah.
So unless your army was super fast to get from point A to point B, I was like, this
got
is
caught out in the
really
open.
hard.
And, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm a fan of it stylistically in a way.
Yeah.
Because it lets you build terrain however you want.
Yes.
And then you just put stuff and say, put it on plexiglass and say, cool, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you guys got. I know when Brent and I played again, it was narrative, and people not always as familiar with the rules. But I'm wondering if you guys had a lot of people like we had people like line up a shot, and we didn't know what they were doing, and then they like, oh, like you're shooting through plexiglass, so that's obscure.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like that happened.
There was like weirdly tight angles that it created that if you weren't familiar with the terrain, you're like, oh, obviously I can't shoot through that. But yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to line up. So
What was I gonna say? Yeah, there's like weird techniques. Like the first game I played, a lovely opponent, and he taught me a lot about the terrain right off the bat. It was a Sisters player who basically had Retributors on top of the ruin, and then Repentia on the bottom, and there was also 2-inch. What's it called? In combat range, right?
Yeah, engagement.
Engagement range as well.
Ding dong.
Wasn't today.
Yeah. That obviously just got FAQ'd out. But it was just a strange thing where like these Retributors were untouchable
Being caught with the-
for my melee guys. So I had to shoot them. I didn't have the shooting, so I just couldn't touch the Retributors.
Yeah,
So it's just weird interactions that were happening with the rule set.
I used that later on after you told me that. I was like, that's brilliant. So
That's
I would have
brilliant.
like bottom floor, my troops covering it, and then like Death Jester just on top, just sniping. You can't touch him.
It's really good.
It was amazing. Couple super chats real quick before we continue. So terrain was weird and didn't sit well with everyone. I didn't mind it.
I had no qualms with it after I learned how it worked. It was just like getting used to it. It's a different setting. It's okay if rules change as long as like, they're fair and stuff,
We weren't sure. So the terrain was literally GW terrain. It was like stamped like literally from their events. But we were wondering, they said it's going to be GW style, which can mean one of two things. One, if they do it correctly, it's very closed, as Zach's saying, because of everything's boarded up. Two, if they don't do it correctly, meaning it's giant, big plexiglass things in terrain, but they don't board up the windows.
They don't board them up.
Then it's wide open.
Yeah.
You can't hide anywhere.
That's what it looked like when I was walking around.
Yeah, no, it was closed. The first day was tougher because of the deployments. But yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like the terrain arrangement stayed the same throughout the whole day, and the missions would change around it.
Yes.
So there was some.
I appreciated that. That was great.
They did that in Sigmar too.
There would be some missions where objectives were more open, some where they were more closed. So it actually varied a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Crust. Great name. Hi, Titans. I'm going to my very first tournament at the end of the month. Very excited and nervous. That's awesome, man.
Those are all normal feelings.
Yeah.
We're excited for you. You should be excited. And just have fun. Don't stress about it. You're just there to have fun. Don't worry about absolutely dominating your games. You can just make the best of it.
Yeah.
At Old Town Throwdown, I was hanging out with Sleepy Gary, user Sleepy Gary, and some of his buddies, and one of them was saying, this guy Kyle was saying, like at the end he was like, yeah, I went 1-4, which is what I was hoping for, and it sounds like. Anything else, you're like, oh, come on, this is a competition. You got to win more than one game. But no, that is like, he's new to it. That was like the perfect attitude. He's like, if I can show up to this competitive event with people who are all coming to try to compete, and I can win one of those games my first time, that's where you start.
I totally agree.
Right.
You got to start competing with yourself first. Every time. Can you do a little bit better? Can you win one more game? Can you get some more points? And you progress and progress and progress until you're at a point where you're like, okay, now can I place or whatever it is.
And you lose more from losses than you do from wins, usually.
You learn more.
You learn more. I said you lose more.
Which is not wrong.
Which is true, but thank you for knowing what I really meant.
That was just a guess.
No, this is a good one.
Thank you, Hymnos. Hey, Titans. When are we going to see my favorite matchup? Alpha Legion versus Gene Stealers. Would love to see Alpha Legionnaire with the fake arm pretending to be a follower of the thread. Oh my gosh, Hymnos.
Hymnos. Just when I thought we were done with that, you brought it back, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy, Hymnos. I saw that when these guys were talking about the trade. I was like, I start cracking up.
I was like, wait. If you're unfamiliar, this is a super chat that just keeps coming back to haunt us. It's the same thing. And I think the first time we had it was Bridger. I think read it 3 times in a row.
Bridger is producing, and he read it to us once, and we were like, yeah, cool. Then he read it again by accident, read the full thing, didn't stop himself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we were like, didn't we do this one? Or something? And since it was like Alpha Legion and Gene Stealer cults, it was meta because it was like, oh, it's all like psychological and
Right.
stuff. And then he read it kind of again, and then people started sending it again, like Michael Cody, like copying and pasting this again. And then like a day or two went by, and somebody else did it again. Then a week went by, and I actually super chatted it in one time to Adrian and Bridger.
Amazing.
And now it's back. It's one of my it's my favorite super chat. 3-armed Alpha Legion. Wait, what is it? 3-armed Alpha Legion guy. Yeah, fake arm.
The fake arm.
Pretending to be. Yeah, I love it.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, so we came into it. We didn't participate in the team event. I think I want to do it next year.
Yeah.
Lots of Titan teams, so definitely shout out to all you guys for doing that and really,
Yes.
running the gamut. Especially some people also then played the 9 rounds after that.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Exactly. Yeah, they played an insane amount of Warhammer. What is that? 12 games?
Yeah.
Crazy over
That's
4
so
days. And it's great just to see the community come together and hang out. Even before we did, like before we got there. So it was cool to seeing them run around and have fun.
Very heartwarming.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to day 1. Look, now we have pictures for you guys.
We do have pictures.
But we're not quite sure what order they're in.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared of them,
So
to
here
be
we go.
honest.
This is like family slideshow. Hey,
Oh,
speaking of
okay.
which,
All right.
It is.
that's me and my dad.
That's a
So my
cute-
dad went.
That's a cute picture.
I know, right? I like how we're both wearing black and have the same glasses. So last year my dad went to his first big event, which was Goonhammer. Had a great time. And this year, this was part of the excuse, was like, hey, let's go to Nova. We've never gone. Let's do this thing. It's close by.
Yeah.
Really close by to my parents' house. So yeah, he came and I had an amazing time. It was so much fun. He brought his Blood Angels, of course, and just got crumpin'.
That's awesome.
Your dad's funny. I hung out with your dad for a bit.
Yeah, you guys are real funny.
Your dad and I got like when we first met up at that one time.
Yeah.
I think it was day 1.
Yeah.
Or Friday, right?
Yeah.
Your dad and I like went and got a drink.
Yeah.
And then you guys, when we came back down, you guys, all right, we're going to the next hotel. And your dad like, this isn't Bourbon Street. We can't like carry
Yeah.
or drink this like open container of alcohol across like.
We're like, it's fine, let's just go. Bridger was so offended. I was like, Bridger, you don't even drink. You don't even know the rules. Oh, it was really funny. All right, so, yep, that's my dad. Okay, so this is my first game.
Yeah.
Mirror match, round 1.
Yeah, Harlequins on Harlequins. Is that the first time you've ever played against the mirror?
It's the first full mirror. I played like mixed.
Oh, like Craft World
Like
mix?
Craft World with light Harlequins, because this was actual light Harlequins against light Harlequins.
Yeah, you guys can kind of get a feel of what the terrain looked like.
Yeah, the lack of, right? Super sparse. This guy was an amazing opponent. We had a really fun game. I had to go first. It sucked. I traded as little as possible, and then he traded a bit more, and then I hit him back, and it's a matter of time. Also, I will say our table was 100% average dice. That is to say, we both are rolling 4s for everything. And I'd say he failed all his 4s, and I made all my 4s. So, you know what? Shout out.
That's awesome.
Better lucky than
That's
good, they
awesome.
say.
Yeah.
I felt so. It was really bad. I was like, please roll my dice. I really don't want you to think I'm cheating. And he's like, no, I know. That's just the way it goes.
Willow played him in round 3. Looks like.
That's right.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man. Just brutal. Yeah. So, anyways, that was for my first game. The next one is from the evening. So I think maybe let's talk about like your guys' first games.
Yeah, so my first game was with Greg. He's part of the $1 billion Clown Farm
Hell
group
yeah.
there. Good friends with Tyler Russo. Awesome opponent. He was actually, this was his first big tournament in a while, but he had mentioned like, oh, I play at my local GW store, every week or so.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you know this terrain
Yeah.
like the back of your hand.
Oh, that's true.
Oh no, you're gonna know all the techniques. And I'm just like flying in blind, but he taught me a lot, so I learned a lot. So I did start off with an L, but it was really fun. It was against a hard opponent too, sisters, so it was good.
And not a tie. That's unusual for you.
Yeah, not a tie.
Breaking out of the mold. I see. East Coast. East Coast.
yeah,
John.
yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? I actually don't know your first game.
First game. Oh yeah, I played this dude Calvin. Super good player. I think he ended up like 11th overall or something.
That's awesome.
And I think it was his only loss, shockingly. He had Savage Orc Boys, which are like, they have other guys like, there's like the two
Yeah.
orcs carrying the giant spear,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and they just spam
These
that.
stickers or
It
whatever.
was a super good game.
Not practical at all.
It was close. I think my list was I took the daughters, and I'm taking Calibron. So for Sigmar people, it's just a lot of teleporting. So it's a little less like come fight you and slap you in the face than people are used to. Yeah. And I think he was just, he was a great player. I think he was just like surprised by teleporting all over the place. But it was awesome. All my day one games. I'll go through.
I think
okay.
We can like highlights games.
My highlight.
Sure.
I ended day one 3-0.
Yeah.
I was like, I went home to my sister's where we were staying. I was like, this is amazing. Second day, turn that around. But that's okay. My second game was, oh my God, I have to tell a story real quick on my second game.
No, you're good.
It was this mission where you, pretty normal, but you pick idle units. And idle units interact differently with morale, which is cool. But then also, if an idle unit kills another idle unit, you get a bonus point.
Right.
One of my idle units was my bow snakes. Mm-hmm. His idle units were Belladama, Radikar, and Vangorian Lord.
Nice.
Okay,
oh, man,
Soulblight. I am like pretty good against Vikros Dynasty because it's what Meg plays, and I've just run it a lot. But Chris, this guy Chris gave me such a good game, and he won. We submitted it. He beat me by 1 point.
Oh my God.
We submitted it. As we're packing up, I go, "Oh, Chris, we didn't do the idle points," and I didn't know what they were exactly.
Oh wow.
I knew I killed Belladama with bow snakes.
Yeah.
And Chris goes, "Oh, you killed all 3 of these units with your bow snakes." And he was right. And so we went, and he was like, "Let's go resubmit it and stuff." And he was so freaking cool about it.
Good.
Because he had the win. And it was just like, oh my God. And we went back to the TO. The TO was like, "Oh, you guys did this right by both coming up." And I felt so bad. So Chris, good man. I owe you another game. For sure, next time on the East Coast.
It's amazing. Yeah, I feel like that's a common theme. There was so many great people. The community was amazing.
Sure.
It takes an amazing person to be able to do that. So that's cool.
And it was a gritty game. My last game, Sylvaneth, look, they're a big boogeyman in the world right now, but for whatever reason, my army's okay against them.
That's great.
I'm not sure why that is, but he was a young player, but he was a smart kid.
Yeah.
You could tell this guy's gonna be like scary. In a couple years, we just teleported around and slapped each other. I just slapped a little. I just slapped a little harder.
Yeah.
But 3-0 at the end of the first day is like so
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
And then
That's
it. Like if we just end there, I'm pretty.
Nothing
cool.
more to say. Yeah.
I think I took a picture. I think it was like 12th out of like almost 200 people. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
"Wow, this is so cool."
That's so awesome.
That's great. How about your other games?
Our first day, we both had the privilege of being on our stream. Respective streams. I was on the Warhammer TV stream on Twitch.
Yep.
Super awesome. I went against a great opponent, and it was Black Templars. Played really tight, a really tight game. I made sure to like make no mistakes. I was very like cautious. I was like, I was nervous, John, on stream, a different stream, and everyone got to see it. But it's really weird. I've never had a game like casted before for me, and so I had like Nick Nanavati himself like literally talking about like my little movements that I'm doing.
Oh, interesting.
And actually, short story. There was 2 streams going on at Warhammer TV, but the other guy, unfortunately, one of them got sick. And they had to like cancel the whole game.
Whoa.
He conceded, and then all the eyes were on us, so we were both like pretty nervous. And everyone was just watching like a play-by-play of our game.
Could we do the casting? Could we have Brian cast from the Bahamas about our games when we can't hear him? Because he'd be like, "Oh yeah, this isn't gonna work. I don't know why he's doing this." Just like
exactly amazing.
Making fun of us. We think it's like then we go back and watch one, and he's just like, this is where John loses, by the way, right here.
This decision.
It's so good.
That's premium content right
Amazing. I do want to figure out a setup here where we can do some casting for sure.
Right, yeah, it's so fun. And it was so loud. They were maybe 10 feet away from us, and I could not hear them at all. It was so loud in the venue.
It was a very loud space with a very low roof.
Yes. We were like in the basement.
Yeah, you guys, your place was, you see the Sigmar place? It was like
horrible.
beautiful.
It was huge, yeah.
ballroom.
Of course.
I don't think
Everything's
I
always
was
nice.
yours, and it was
We
like,
keep the 40K players in the basement.
this is like,
Yeah, exactly.
Are those filing cabinets back there?
Yeah, we were like, there was like a loading dock right next to us. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, amazing game. I had Melody like run because he had given me a dice from his Nova group.
Yeah.
And I said, Melody, oh my gosh, I don't have a Titan dice. I need a Titan dice. Melody, go run to Adrian. Say John needs a dice so we
Yeah.
can like trade dice and be like, it's the first time I traded dice, and I was so like ecstatic about it. Like, oh, cool, we got to trade dice.
That's amazing.
Yeah. What about you? How's your first stream game?
First stream game.
Yeah.
Well, my first stream game was my third game.
Yes,
So I'll briefly
yeah.
mention my second game,
Yeah.
which was against Chaos Space Marines, Emperor's Children. My opponent, John, was a really good sport about a really tough matchup on a tough map for him. Going lengthwise, he had lots of possessed, Terminator brick in the middle, and I kind of just killed everything around the Terminator block. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all the possessed. Got them. I like would dig them out, send one thing in each turn,
That's
kill
how you do
those,
it, yeah.
and kind of kited the Terminators. So it was a really tough game for him. So I won that one, and then my third game was on stream. This was his third game. Yeah, it was third game. So I played against David, who was a ton of fun to play with from Tennessee, and we had a really fun time. It was an amazing third game. You're tired by that point. You know, as you're winning, you're kind of getting nervous about people's attitude that you play against.
Yes.
Which, like, in truth, very rarely actually becomes an issue, but I was stressed about it. And we had a great, amazing.
You're
stream
saying
game.
real quick. You're worried like
People will be
jerks
jerks.
because the stakes start to get higher.
Exactly.
With the yeah.
Exactly. But this was a super fun game. It was on stream, so I was on War Games live stream twice, and this first one was a ton of fun. And CSM again, Black Legion. The bikes were the all-stars, amazing, super scary, super immobile. It was an amazing game. I had almost nothing left at the table at the end.
Do you have meltas on the bikes, or was it just the bolters?
Just bolters.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's
yeah.
probably like cheap enough to like just get there and then shoot at you, make you roll your 4-ups.
You make them Zinch, so you can get them up to AP2. Get 4-pen Vuln, and full rerolls.
We were talking
from
about
Abaddon.
this. I like this.
It's really cool. I need to get some bikes. So super fun opponent, great game. Check it out. War Games Live. Awesome guy. We'll get the link below after this.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's day one.
Yes. We had a meetup that night, right?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
now we have photos. So we have a meetup. We got kicked out of the Nova space. So we went. We were
It was
lured.
a quiet. There was a very polite kick out.
Yes. Very polite.
We tried to meet in the
It should be under
main
picks. Should be under that
40K
one.
hall.
Yeah, I think this next one is where we ended up, which is this like they told us it was like a bar, but it turns out
It was really a conference room.
Yeah.
With a bar with that had drinks.
and also trivia night.
Trivia, right?
We filled this place up.
Yeah, you could see the long table. That was another table we had, or at least friendly people.
Yeah.
We had met. We kind of just all conglomerated. So we have this giant table, and it was great just seeing people that we've met online and chatting.
Trivia.
It was awesome. You can see my dad in the back with his arms crossed. It was super fun.
People kept imagining, like Melody and Sarah kept imagining that I knew things. And they were like, Zach, tell us, what is this? What is this? And I don't think I got anything right at all.
Because they were like weird, useless facts like it normally is.
Oh,
so
one of them-
That's
one
why they
of-
thought you were good at it.
Yeah, that's true. And I normally am. One of them was so hard. It was that matching. It was match
Dude, the
the
matching
talk
was
show
ridiculous.
to their first guest.
Yes.
And it was like, what? Jimmy Fallon could have had any of these people on. It wasn't like Johnny Carson. It wasn't like, oh, Johnny Carson, and then over here is like someone like Steve McQueen from the
Right.
70s, or like, oh, Dick Cavett. It was like they were all clustered from like the past 10-year talk
Yeah.
shows. And it was like the oldest person was George Clooney.
It was ridiculous. And you had to like line them up.
Yeah.
And then like you didn't even know. It was just crazy complicated. It was
Yeah.
nuts. We did not stay for all, I believe it was 55 questions.
What?
Oh wow.
It was, you guys didn't hear that. Because the prize was like a bunch of novitiates or like pathfinders. So
What?
we're like, oh, that's actually not bad.
Oh, it was like the
And then he's like, it's going to be 5 rounds. We're like, cool. And then 11 questions each. And you're like, oh, that's
Oh no.
that's too steep for my blood. But it was fun.
Yeah.
So that was
It's wild. Yeah.
day 2 of Nova.
Day 2, yeah, Saturday.
Saturday.
It was cool. No, Friday.
See, going into day 3, we were all already tired,
Yeah.
but in good spirits. And I have no idea what this next picture is, so let's just take a look.
Hey, wait, that's
guys.
the beginning. This is Friday.
This is Friday?
This is
like the pictures broke down.
yeah.
The picture system broke down right before we went live.
Don't add us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, well, let's just look at some nice pictures.
this
This
is
is day 4.
Wait, can we go back to Bridger? This is amazing. He's so strong. Look how much he's working.
He's
out.
strong.
He's like sticking out his chest.
Is he puffing his chest?
Yeah, he's
Yeah. This is how he walks. This is how he walked around all of
East
all
Coast
of
Bridger.
Nova. This is East Coast.
He's
Bridger.
actually like a 1950s Looney Tune character.
Yeah.
And then you guys actually can see. You guys can see in the background all the stream setups from Warhammer TV and War Games Live.
Yeah. Is that
and
Zach there?
I think so. That
I
is.
actually got kicked out of this area.
Yeah, why are you? Zach is behind the wall. Like, what is he doing back there?
Is that
What am I
allowed?
doing back there?
He's not supposed to be back
Is that
there.
why we got
remember
kicked out?
We have like the photo evidence of like why we got kicked out. Well, the next slide's like Zach in a fight with someone, like physically.
Oh, how'd that make it in?
All right.
Oh, this is big Aeronautica.
Should we just talk about this? Because I have no idea what the photos
we
are.
should just talk about
All
it.
right, Aeronautica was awesome.
Yeah, so Brett, Kirkanos, digital designer, Melody, sorry if I'm forgetting anyone. Lots of these people got together and made this,
It was.
full-scale Aeronautica.
Hold on,
Yeah.
wait. Oh no, never mind. It was yeah.
Yeah, it was super fun. So I showed up and I play Aeronautica, and I had 2 awesome games.
It's full-scale Aeronautica.
Full scale Aeronautica. So these are 40K.
These are life
models.
size.
These are 40
Yeah.
scale.
And Brett and I think Kirkanos, again, correct me if I'm getting who did what wrong, made these bases for planes, right? And it was awesome because they even had up at the tip, there were like 3 different options depending on how
So cool.
your plane went in. There was a magnet. There was like I don't know.
The normal slot
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were like, there's 3 different ways they had it. Like if it was an old Forge-roll model or something like that, and it did
Right.
have the little cross shape, whatever it was. They really thought of everything. The slide, we had the dials. It was super cool. On most of them, you can see had the dials. And it was very fun. And then, so I showed up, and I got to play first game against Melody. I played Tau. She played Eldar. And oh my God. Oh, and then for some reason, they got big dice,
Yeah.
but I don't know who got the big dice because the big dice, weirdly, the pack had no 6-sided dice in it.
No.
It was like these huge polyhedral foam dice, which came in use. So then the dice we used were these super tiny dice, those little insane
Yeah.
tiny ones over on a table.
amazing.
But it was very cool because you'd walk around and you'd be moving your guys and
Yeah.
you walked on the board. It was actually really awesome. You'd walk around the board and then when it was shooting phase, you'd be like, okay, let's go over to the table. Walk over to the table, you'd be like, okay, that guy into this guy. Okay, cool. And then we rolled all these little dice in the little dice
Yeah.
tray. Oh my God, Melody, I kept apologizing because in Aeronautica you need 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
I would not stop rolling
Oh,
5s and 6s.
no.
I just wrecked the Eldar. And they're tough. You can't, your opponent can't go hot.
Yeah.
You can't go cold. And you can't really make mistakes because you're super fragile. You're super fast. You can go anywhere on the board you want. Turn 1 can be rough. And Tau are a nasty opponent because Tau has all around shooting.
Oh God.
And it's not great all around shooting, but
It is all around.
you can team up. It's good enough. And
Yeah.
Eldar are fragile. So Eldar zip around, they get behind you and stuff, and you're like, cool, I can't
We're
shoot
good.
my main gun,
Right.
but you only have 2 structure, so I'll go ahead and just shoot you with burst cannons and blow you out of the sky.
Oh my God.
I know, Melody. It
No
was
mercy.
rough. I think I lost a plane and just they were gone.
That's horrible.
It was rough. Then I played Sarah, and she took the Marines, and it was this cool bombing mission. It's actually from the Taros book, and they modified it in this cool way where you could go under and over
Oh, that's
this
so cool.
column, the sky column. And it was very cool. And again, I took the Necrons, who I have not played yet. Oh, they are nasty. And again, hot dice just absolutely wrecked Sarah. I felt bad about it, but it was cool, to be fair. And the Necrons, super cool. So cool that I then went back
say.
over to the GW store.
Yeah.
Where they had some Forge World, and I didn't see the Necrons the day before because I saw barely any Aeronautica stuff.
Yeah.
I went back over, and then they were there, and I was like, I'll take all these, and I just bought all because the kit makes the Night Scythe and the Doom Scythe.
Yeah.
They didn't have the
His
bomber.
collection is complete
Yeah, I
now.
was like,
That's
yoink,
amazing.
I'll take all these.
You got to. You have to.
So I'm excited to paint those up metallic and something cool, do something cool with them.
That's amazing.
Awesome job, Brett and folks, on that. It's very cool. I loved it. I actually really like this giant way of playing Aeronautica. The coolest part, I know it sounds
it's
goofy,
cool.
was just being able to walk around on the board.
100%.
You felt like
You had to be careful though because they had terrain and like
Yeah.
you had the what's called the gun turrets and stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Meg, for
what's up,
gifting
Meg?
one membership.
Congrats, Mike Dillon.
This makes it actually more exciting for the one person who gets
Mike
it.
Dillon.
Yeah, Megan, thank you. Mike Dillon.
That's for you.
You're welcome.
I think Megan was just like, what's the can I gift just one?
Apparently. I think that is the smallest membership that we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to keep just gifting
All right,
one.
Meg.
Can you gift like 10
She
ones?
spams it out.
We did have a super chat. Do we want to do a super chat now?
Sure.
Yeah.
I-
Is it a good time?
I want to say one thing
Yes.
about Aeronautica,
Yes.
which I was laughing about. So Brett, who's in this, there's one thing
Yeah.
Brett did not like about this whole thing.
Oh, God.
And it's
Meg,
a very Brett
Meg-
thing.
Blake, thank you.
What up, Blake? Oh,
Blake,
great.
oh, no, here we go.
Hey, what's
Oh,
up,
man,
Michael?
Meg, you
It's
created.
not
Oh,
numbered.
gosh.
Nice.
All right.
Brett was like, I take objection to the term full scale.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a very Brett thing to be upset
It
about.
is. That is a very
I
Brett.
was cracking up.
Yeah.
He's like, what does that even mean? And I'm like, well, you're not wrong, but you're also not right. Like,
Full scale. They're
it's
like
40K
actual,
scale. Yeah, they're like actual planes.
in like not active, but like on cars
Yeah.
that were driving around. I need you to drive over to 2 miles to grid 8A.
Yeah. Anyways, I just have to say that because that cracked me up.
Yeah, my one critique would be the music wasn't blasting on repeat louder.
Yeah.
What's it called? The
Brett, Brett has this Top Gun soundtrack
You're
that,
right,
that he
right.
always wants to play whenever we play Aeronautica.
Really?
And so we put it on. And people were like, some people were like, what is this? And we were like, it's Top Gun.
on repeat.
On repeat.
An aviator should have been required for everyone, not just the people playing.
Sure.
But it's fun too, the Top Gun theme track, because like it's the intro or it's like Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins, but then it's like
Yeah.
Take My Breath Away.
Yeah.
Also, and you're
Because
like,
you need to come down from like the
Yeah.
excitement that is.
Amazing. Anyways, yeah, let's take a super chat.
oh, okay. So we have like a very Nurgle-y super chat here. Thank you, Nurgle's Chosen Wa.
Hey.
Grandfather's Blessings, Titans. My friends and I are prepping for team tournaments. I'm going to play Nurgle Demons in the role of making my opponent's score low. What would the Titans bring for Nurgle?
Ooh. So Nurgle, so this is Nurgle Demons, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a new book. I think what you play there is obviously tough bodies. That's very abstract. You play the OBSEC and OBSEC denial game. You have amazing powers to take away OBSEC. Actually, they have multiple ways. So it's, I think, Sloppity can turn off OBSEC on a unit.
Ooh.
He's like the Clamovis. And so the tough thing with him is it's short range ability, kind of like the Clamovis. But unlike the Clamovis, you can actually surround him in tough bodies. So he can kind of be up there and he like plays his little flute, turn off OBSEC. There's also a spell for turn off OBSEC. Meanwhile, you on the other hand have like the Scrivener. I'm like doing the pose. The Scrivener who gives OBSEC or double OBSEC. So you are playing the role of bogging them down, taking out points, denying them of points, especially on primary here. And I'm not sure where I am on Plague Bearers, but I think if you're running a lot of them, certainly take a tree or two so that they're all -1 to hit all the time. And just a couple units of Nurglings just kind of screening them out.
I haven't
so.
seen New
that's good.
Demons. This is like a good tech for them. Like
Yeah,
point deprival,
I think
point depriving.
only if you're going to go mono Nurgle. I think Nurgle is actually the toughest one to mix. Because there's so many synergies that only work with each other.
Sure. So it kind of almost works in a way.
I think if you want to do Nurgle, you just go all in and then
Yeah.
do points deprival. I think it doesn't hold true for the other ones, but for Nurgle, 100%.
Sure. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Good choice.
Best of luck. Have fun.
Yeah. I wonder what team tournament you're going to. I'm going to the LVTT. I
Aw.
wonder if you're going to be there.
Could be.
LVTT. Wait, oh.
Las Vegas team tournament.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
What's this next photo? Let's see. Oh yeah, we're back here. Somehow.
Wait, pick.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Two. Pick two.
Pick two.
Pick two.
Oh.
Oh, thank you, True Sherlock.
Web True
Now I
Sherlock.
kind of want to see Kill Team, but with cosplayer and even tinier dice.
Yeah.
Wait, is this what's happening right now?
Oh, speaking of which,
There it is.
literally,
yeah.
this was the amazing laser tag. I don't know if you guys know, but James Workshop has this like moving kind of. It's part of their shows. They do this at all the big events, and it's like laser tag, but for 40K with twist. And so we were lucky enough to get a session.
Yes.
Which you guys participated in.
We had our own kind of time slot that James kind of provided us with. Super awesome. They were super gracious. It was right after close.
Yeah, shout out to those guys for sure.
Yeah, and we got basically the mods together and the Titans, and we played against each other. This is the Orc team that you see. This is the mods. And we also have Liberty Fires in there.
Heck yeah.
They were super savage. They crushed us, and we're still kind of salty about it.
The wounds haven't healed
The
yet.
wounds haven't healed.
Yeah.
The guardsmen couldn't withstand the orcs, and it was tons of fun. We took a lot of pictures. I think we were showing a few here.
There's the whole
Boom.
team.
Yeah,
Amazing.
there's everyone together. It's like a super dark, kind of like kill team room. There's 3 objectives, and we kind of just had to like smash against each other, and it was whoever held the objectives the longest. There was like a timer that ticked down, and you added the times, and that was the final score. It was actually fairly close, but the guardsmen definitely died more than the orcs.
Really?
The guardsmen were just like shuffling in these like single file like alleyways, and we were just getting blasted. So the orcs had like full automatic, but they would take so long to reload. It didn't matter. Like
Reloading
they just like
wasn't a thing.
yeah,
really,
you
right?
just
They're all
like
dead anyway.
you would just die. You just die to reload.
Yeah.
And then like we had like the LAS stands for laser guns.
Oh, you
single fire.
Did you hear about this?
Did you not know?
Oh, you never do the last stuff.
We put that together. It was a team effort.
To be fair, there are some people that are monsters that call them lace cannons because they're like, it's like a laser.
Yeah,
It's a lace cannon. Or a las cannon.
I don't know.
It was super fun. They did a good job with it. Like GW's got this down pretty good. Honestly, my favorite part were the videos we got to watch. Like,
Yes,
like
dude.
they did a really good job with
They were
these like videos that show how to play and stuff.
And
Right.
it's not on YouTube. Like I can't find it anywhere. If you go to like a GW event, make sure you do the laser tag and watch the video at least, because it's such a good video.
Yeah.
It's like a tutorial of how the laser tag works and everything,
yeah.
and it's all voiced over with orcs and guardsmen. So it's super
It's
cool.
I don't know why
funny.
they don't play it up more. Frankly, the only reason I knew about this is because we saw it and met the guys at LVO. So
Right.
it's a really cool thing, actually.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. I can't remember the main guy's name. Do you remember?
Yep.
The guy who runs it is super cool dude, and like just funny guy, and put this all together. It's awesome. I was talking to him about it afterwards, and I was like, so each time you guys go to a place, you just have to find a conference room in the hotel and like set up. He's like, yep, it changes every time.
Yeah.
The conference room is, and it's funny too. Like in that picture you just saw there, the magic is sort of like. You see the carpet and stuff.
Yeah.
But I will say they have like dark. It's darker
They
in the
turn off the
lights.
lights.
And
Yeah,
stuff.
it's all off. Yeah.
Yeah, so it feels more cool, and they have like this
There's the crates,
terrain
right?
and
Yeah.
and yeah, it was super. It was awesome. It was a very fun time.
Yeah, I want to play again because I finally got the
too.
techniques down of like there's like a
Yeah.
cool like kill team meta here in laser tag.
So there is big. So you, me, and Shane. Our team was you, me, Shane, Megan, and Bridger.
And
your
yes,
friend,
my uncle also came,
Your
but I
uncle,
don't know because there was only 5-on-5, was it? Or was it 6-on-6?
No, because the mods also had Emily, who was one of the workers there. She
Oh, that's right.
6-on-6.
Yes.
And she wasn't in that picture, but there's this one point where like I feel like you, me, and Shane, because you kept dying, and then you
I was
walked
like,
back to the
something's
thing.
wrong here. Like, why do we keep dying?
But then we realized that's normal.
Yeah.
And then there's this one time where I think like you, me, and Shane, like you and Shane like kind of went ahead of me, and like the first person around the corner just dies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then the next person like tries to tag the
Yeah.
thing. They maybe do it. And then the third person shoots the person that
Oh, there
killed
we
the
go.
first
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like you can like, and then like you can kind of like, and then dies. So you
It's
can
so
kind of,
guardsman.
Very guardsman.
it is. It
Yeah.
really is. You like, because when you go back to death, like there's always like you're never just going back and like you have to go back and tag this thing
Yeah,
to
to
get back
respawn.
in.
Yeah.
When you go back, it's never just you. Like I kept going back, and like it was like Shane
like-
was there, Megan was there,
Hey, Zach.
and then
What's
you
up?
have to like we start to learn. Like we actually hold on. We've got like 3 of us. Let's go do something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like let's just like wander out aimlessly. Like yeah, that's why I want to play again.
Yeah. And there's also like cheeky things you can do. Like you can kind of like shoot between cracks to
Yeah.
get objectives.
Yeah, there was
and
one-
I'm like, oh, I'm like tall enough to just like fire over this
after
huge
launch,
box, and I'm just like, why wasn't I doing this before? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Ah, so cool. I love
Yeah,
it.
and the orcs were actually very, very smart. They're definitely more, what's it called? They're more sneaky
Tactical?
than, more
They're
tactical.
cunning and brutal.
Yeah, more cunning than brutal. There it is.
There you go. Ugh, so much fun. So speaking of Shane, there's Shane.
Aw,
There's Shane. Yeah.
It's Corn.
So cute.
Here's some more photos. We'll talk more about some more games. This is day 2. It's my round 1. This is
the Emperor meetup,
Emperor
actually.
meetup,
This
okay.
is on Saturday.
okay. Well, before we get that, let's talk about games for day 2. Then.
Yeah.
So let's go back here because I believe, John, you played Shane.
I played.
Came all the way.
Day 2. Flew across the country to play my good friend Shane and his Death Guard. It was a lovely game. It was very lovely. We had a good time. I rolled so hot.
Really?
I don't think I've done that many mortal wounds with my bombs.
Oh my gosh.
Like up until this game. He like clumped together and he was like, I can't. If he tries to spread out his army, he's playing Death Guard, of course. It's gonna take too many turns to kind of come back together and make that death ball he usually makes and take objectives. So he's like, I'm gonna put my stuff together and we'll just see how the dice rolls. And, oh man, they rolled.
no.
They rolled pretty hot. I think I took out a character turn 1. I forget what. I think it was the. Luckily, it was the. What is the counter guy?
Tallyman?
The tally man. Luckily, he died and not like some
Yeah.
chaos demon or
God.
demon prince or anything. And he lost maybe 3 or 4 Terminators, Blight Lords. No, not Blight Lords. Death Shroud. So super brutal. And he might have lost some other things as well. Maybe some plague.
Is that
runes.
Shane Durakis?
This is Shane here.
What up, Shane?
It was
I had to restrain twice from coming across the table.
I'm glad we were in public and not playing, at our houses or something. And then it was just a very slow Death Guard army against super fast, hard-hitting blasters and dark lances. So it was a tough matchup for Shane. It's not his fault. The best part was when the TOs. We haven't really thanked the TOs too much.
TOs were awesome.
They were so amazing. A TO came up. So if you lose a game in the grand tournament that we were at, you were entered to kind of win prizes.
Yeah.
Shane lost his last game, and so he won a kill team box. And I was like, we just clapped for him at our table
That's cool.
for losing
Yeah.
a game. It was very fun.
Yeah, they're like Pathfinders.
Yeah, they were
I was like, I
Pathfinders.
need to play town. Like, yeah, I'll play town.
And the TOs were amazing. The vibes were like very positive.
Yes.
We haven't mentioned it yet, but there was actually no clocks at the tournament.
No clocks.
And so if you were running short on time, you would just call a TO over, and he would help kind of progress the game along. There was a loudspeaker that kind of notified everyone of what round they should be on, and that was super helpful.
No
the whole
clocks.
theme.
No clocks.
No
chess
clocks. No chess
for
clocks. Yeah.
timing your
So you
thing.
weren't like pressured to fit your game in
Okay.
like an hour and 15
Is it
minutes.
normal that people use them?
At the
in-
higher tables.
At
At higher tables,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
And at least for ITC, FLG events,
Yeah,
it's like
okay.
it's mandatory if your opponent requests it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were very good about all these updates, being like, if you're not on this turn, don't wait. Find us. We'll help
Yeah.
you catch up.
Right.
It was they were so great, and they were so helpful and so communicative, and it was just I got to speak with a bunch of them, and just really amazing people doing cool work in the community. And
Yeah.
obviously we couldn't do this without them. I think they were one of the main reasons that I had such a good experience, contrary to what my expectation was.
Right, I was gonna say, like, my expectations were totally flipped. I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are super positive, amazing for the community. Why aren't all events like this?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Exactly, because it's
Yeah.
like there's the way that the event was like set up and,
Yeah.
and everything. But then there's like the people there working and running the event in the moment, and that's ultimately what makes or breaks an event.
This is what makes this format work. The effort and love and passion of all these people running it.
Yeah.
So it makes
Very
so
cool
so much
people.
sense now.
Yeah. So you played Shane, and then you played. What was your third game?
Oh man.
That day? Oh no, you had 2 other games.
I had.
Not that you have to go through all of them. but-
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I played against Tyler Russo
Oh, yeah.
from Billion Dollar Clown Farm. Amazing channel. We share links in between each other of
Yeah.
like all his cool videos.
love Tyler.
It's super witty, chaotic videos that I absolutely need in my 40K life here. So it was super fun. We literally talked for 2 hours and then played like 30 minutes of 40K, and it was amazing.
That's right.
It was a super quick game, and yeah, it was awesome.
My dad also played him too, and they
Yeah.
had an amazing time. He played, I think, round 1, or one of the days after lunch,
Yeah.
and they just had an absolute blast. It was just like Orcs versus Blood Angels, just going in there, same thing, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
just craziness. So super cool
It
guy.
was awesome. Yeah.
My day 2 games were a lot of fun. So I was 3-0 going into it. Early in the morning, the first game I played against Imperial Knights, which I'm like, every game is like very intense with Knights. But I'm learning how to deal with them slowly, and I was able to take it in the end. It was a classic Knight game where I try not to engage them for as long as possible. They force me to engage with them. I have to kill a big Knight, and then if I can push through, then I've got it. That's basically what happened. He wasn't aggressive enough with his Knights too. It was very, very cagey, staying in the back, which was good.
He's probably
for me.
respecting your fusions and stuff.
Yeah.
You have some
12
scary
fusions, 6
stuff.
Haywire bikes, absolute MVPs. Keeping them around, they're amazing. And I'm learning to trade my empty boats more often than my bikes because they're so essential in the late game, especially playing the angles. So that was fun. And then after that, I was. Wow, I'm like blanking on my games.
Right? Yeah, it's such a long event, and it was so long ago that.
Then I played Brian Zhu from Cuddle Buddies, which was so much fun because I've seen Brian's name around. He played Tau, and it was such a fun game. And the guy was super nice.
Nice.
It was crazy dynamic. It was back and forth. I was wiping his stuff out, then he wiped my stuff out, and literally came down to I won by 3 points. He needed to kill one more character for an assassinate,
Wow.
and that would have tied us.
Ooh,
We
that's
actually thought we were
close.
tied for a second.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I actually have one more character alive there. And so it was a crazy fun game. Awesome guy.
That's awesome.
New Tau, very scary. Sunshark bombers, no joke.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're still like in the running, right? It's great that they have a showing still, because a lot of people were writing them off, right?
Look at the top cut, man. A lot of Tau.
Yeah.
And then, so by this point, I had made the top cut, which is to say top 16 players. We play 5 rounds, then you get broken into your brackets. So it's brackets of 50 people, and the top cut is the top 16.
Yeah.
And you play within that, within like new pairings, like kind of standard. And you can't get moved from your bracket. So I was like, cool. I've won my first 5 games. Even if I lose all the rest of mine, I'll have 16th place.
Yeah.
Which is a nice feeling.
That's cool.
Takes a little pressure off.
Right.
Next game was my second game on stream, playing David. No, I'm sorry. Playing. Oh, well, that was awkward. Boop, boop. Round 6. Brian. It is another Brian. Okay, that's why I was.
Yeah,
Brian
two Brians.
Jones,
Brian.
not
Yeah.
Brian Zhu and not Brian
Whoa.
Fullen. He played Imperial Knights again, and I was like, we were like talking about it, and we're setting up, and I was like, I could just like tell, like he really knew all the stuff really well. It was very clear, very communicative. We had an amazing game.
Yeah.
It was really, really close. I was actually winning for most of it, but as the game grinds down, I run out of resources, and I failed 3 key morale phase checks in one phase for like a massive swing.
Oof.
There's no coming from that.
Yeah.
So
Was it Chaos Knights or Imperial?
Imperial?
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
more about Chaos Knights.
Okay,
It's
okay.
Imperial Knights.
Yeah.
Because then they were just like, oh yeah, I'm all OBSEC now.
Such great secondaries.
So good, yeah. So super fun game, great opponent.
That's awesome.
So that
Cool.
was that was that day.
Yeah.
Off to the Emperor's meetup.
Huzzah!
Up.
Now, I will say, Bridger and I, we should also talk about Bridger.
Oh, that's right.
That guy.
Yeah.
My day 2.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I went in feeling good.
Yeah.
And I got matched against this guy, Gavin. And Gavin is a really good player.
Yeah.
And he plays Seraphon. And Seraphon is really good. I saw Gavin Old Town Throwdown, and he actually recognized me. He's like, oh, yeah, you were there. I was like, yeah. And he did really well at Old Town Throwdown, too. So I played Gavin, and Gavin's cool. He's just this chill dude from Texas, and he's like, he's one of those people that's painfully chill in a good way. Just like, all right, so just like real soft spoken.
Yeah.
Long beard, just a cool guy. And he wrecked me. And actually, and the thing is that I knew when I walked up the table and I saw Gavin and I saw his army, I was like, this is gonna be hard. It's also this mission that the deployment zone's very tiny. And my army kind of likes big deployment zones because I have 2 battle tactics that I get 3 points on for having my army in. And when they're really tiny, and he has like Croak and like, some other like nerds just sitting back there screaming me out, I can't really teleport.
No.
And he really wrecked me, but it was cool afterwards. I was like, okay, Gavin, how do I beat this army in the future? And he gave me some good pointers, but it was tough. And then my second game that day, I lost by 1 point. It was such a good game. And the guy had a list. This guy, his name was Dale. He was awesome. Super cool game with Dale. He had a list that it's like this Legion of the First Prince. It's like Be'lakor, Fate Weaver, a Demon Prince for Bloodslick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And
Bloodthirster?
Bloodthirster. And then it's those 4, and they do all the work, kind of. And then just little guys.
Yeah.
His little guys mostly flesh, the hounds, the flesh
hounds?
Yeah.
And
then he's summoning. He got 3 of his 5 summons off, which is not great, actually.
Yeah.
And it was a 1-point game. That list is really interesting. I will say this about that list. I probably would. This is a little bit of a flex. Don't mean it that way. It has so many weird things, and Dale never meant any of them to be gotchas, but they're like, he told me all the rules, but then like you have to experience it to put them all together.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. And then you would probably never lose to that list again.
Oh, interesting.
Like after it felt like that. It was like, okay, now I know next time, shoot the crap out of that thing.
Right.
Next turn, shoot, especially with like my bow snakes, and just like Marathi goes there. Like it makes a lot more sense.
That's the tough thing with tournaments where you're like, if I had the opportunity to play this before, I would have been prepared for it.
I saw it. I saw Legion of the First Prince. I was like, I mean, I know this Be'lakor. I was like, I don't even know what this list is.
Yeah.
And I walked up and, I saw it in the pairings. I was like, what is this? I'd never played against it before. And it's funky, but props to him because I honestly think it's, and I was looking at, I forget, Wohammer did all the breakdown of who's been winning recently and like who's doing well. And I saw Legion of the First Prince. It's like above like the dwarves from City of Sigmar.
Really?
It's like the second. It's like really doing.
Is it worse than Gloomspite?
Yeah. It's like right down there with Gloomspite.
Oh wow.
They couldn't handle the new pink cores, I guess.
yeah. And so I mean, like props to him for like putting that game on because, man, it's not a great list. It relies on a lot of like cute tricks that you can kind of work around once you know them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It is cool having the big monsters, but
It is cool. Yeah. Briefly, we'll mention Bridger. Just because he Bridgered me in the most annoying way possible, as Bridger loves to do.
We knew this was gonna happen.
So Bridger, at the end of day 1 is 1 and 2, and he's like, Zach, he's very cool. He's like, Zach, that's awesome. You're 3-0. He's like, very cool about it. Next day, Bridger won both his games, so we ended with the same record. His points are way more, so he ended a higher ranking than me.
This is why Wind Path is kind of nice sometimes.
I know, right? I could not have been more furious. But it was great. He had a lot of. I don't really know much about his games. His list was pretty balanced. We actually took his list from Wargamer Rye Guy, who's a fan of the channel, in classic Bridger style. He literally was like, at Old Town Throwdown, I was like, oh yeah, Ryan was there, and he had his Firesides. I was like, can I see his list?
Done. I remember I was there when you guys were like doing it, and you're like, do you want to like figure anything else out? He's like, no, that's good.
This was like a couple of days before we had to like leave.
He did change. He changed like one thing, but mostly he kept it. The other person I should just give real quick cool thing and mention for a little later this week. Meg did go to this as well, and she took painting classes.
Yeah.
On Hobby Times right now, you can see a short of a video that her and I made showing one of the things she learned from Nova. And then this Wednesday on Hobby Titans, she'll be showing it off on some endless spells for Age of Sigmar because they work really well for this technique. So it's kind of a good formula. We go to an event, Meg takes painting classes, we bring on Hobby Titans next.
It's great,
to
honestly.
this is what I learned.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check out Hobby Titans, of course, folks, please, on Wednesday. You'll see it's this cool thing where you like Zenithal shape prime your army with black and white. And then you either go over it with paint and like you're seeing the light.
Yeah.
You could also go over it with ink.
Right.
And just,
And you really get that translucent. Yeah. So cool. We'll definitely tune in. That'll be Wednesday 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Awesome.
Emperor's Meetup.
Emperor's Meetup. Let's take a look. Yeah, look, there's so much. There's so much here.
I gotta say, Emperor's Meetup. I met, in chat now. I met Roughhouse. First of all, this was amazing because we finally just got to go. There's like Islanth is there. We got to meet him. We got to meet so many people that we've just seen the names.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the only picture. Oh my God, we had pictures. We gotta. Okay, we got
to do better.
We gotta do better than this. We had picture issues right before the stream started. Is that the? Oh my gosh. Okay.
You wanna try to go over there? Maybe
I could load
put
some
a couple more.
Yeah.
We can hear you off
Yeah,
camera.
let me do it. Let
Mouse.
me do it.
Emperor's Meetup was awesome. So we we actually ended up going to the restaurant that was at the hotel.
Yes, thank goodness, because I think it was like the far better option. The food quality was probably way better.
Yeah.
And it was right there. It was so convenient.
Yeah.
Like we were like panicking of like, oh man, this other place canceled on us. Where can we go? I went up to like the lobby and I was like, I just went up to this waiter like, can you seat like 22 people? And he was like, yeah, no worries. Yeah, come back in like 20 minutes.
Oh, that guy was the guy.
Yeah,
that waiter was the guy.
The best waiter, the guy. Yeah, the waiter was amazing. He's just like so chill. He's like, yeah, so 22 people, it's fine. There's like maybe this.
We won't all have chairs.
This lobby like maybe fits 30 people and like it's packed. And he's like, yeah, 20 minutes. Yeah, don't worry.
This is one of the hardest thing about planning these meetups is events that we haven't been to yet.
Yeah.
So
it's like a total different place. You're using like Google Maps to like find like the right.
The website doesn't treat this place like a real restaurant. They're like, oh yeah, you can get like a drink here, and we're like, it has like we ate there like 5 times. It was great. So now we know.
Like a full kitchen, yeah.
It's just like cool. We could have just done this the whole time. We had a great time. As Zach mentioned, meeting new people and old.
Yes, I think my favorite part. I'll just spoil it right now.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the whole event is literally just meeting everyone in our community and seeing them kind of like just progress, like their personalities progress in my mind. Of like, they're evolving across 4 days. I'm just like, oh, okay, like we were like really shy the first day we met, and then now we're hanging out every day, and we're just going from event to event and hanging out and just seeing people kind of develop and their personalities kind of shine through. It was super awesome getting to know everyone. The East Coast community is so huge in terms of tabletop games, and also our community as well. A lot of our mods are on the East Coast, so it was amazing to hang out with them.
Yeah.
And the Emperor's Meetup being like the main kind of conglomerate of all of that coming together.
100%. It was cool to just like, there's moments where kind of just like sit back and watch everyone interacting and chatting and hanging out and seeing these people from different walks of life and different places. And like my dad's there. It was just like so cool.
Yeah.
And it felt so natural too.
Yes.
Which was really, really amazing. So, ultimately, all of you guys that watch and all of your Emperors, you make all this possible. So it's just really cool to give a chance to see you guys and meet you in person.
For sure.
And
I think everyone did like a great job of including everyone. There was like some new faces that we didn't see throughout the whole week, and like maybe they just stopped by, maybe they were in town and they stopped by the event just to hang out, and we were like, hey, get in here, and we just had like little chat bubbles everywhere, as you can see. Or sorry, this is Zach. Just kidding. Dang it. That was good.
That cracked me up.
As
just
you can
kidding.
see
As you cannot see, obviously
it's
it's just us apparently on the stream. Not yet.
Zach's getting some images up so you guys can see, because there was a lot. But no, it was great, and yeah, just putting more faces to people too.
Yeah. I refuse. So my thing is like I refuse to learn more than one name.
Yeah,
I'm really. I already have like a goldfish memory, really bad, and so only superhero names preferably. But also, if you want to use your main name, your real name,
Your human name.
that works too.
It was just good hanging out and chatting with people.
Yeah.
And people I hadn't gotten to maybe had talked to previously, but didn't have a chance to chat with. Like Willow was just like cracking me up. Oh my gosh,
Willow's
so
hilarious.
Funny. It was great.
It was also like little things like Liberty Fires,
Liberty
like
Fires.
would be Liberty Fires, would like literally like, hey, like, do you want like a Coke or something? And it's like, and he would like say it's like a super chat, like just giving us like, hey, here's a glass of Coke, here's a little super chat for you. It was so funny.
It's really funny.
I stall for like a couple more minutes. There's
Okay.
like 2 more pictures I need
Okay.
I need to do.
Oh, now the pressure's on.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about the Emperor's Meetup. It was pretty cool. It was pretty
It was
great.
pretty cool.
I think I ate burger and fries like 6 times that weekend.
Yeah. I will say the breakfast we got that one day.
Oh, the breakfast
Oh yeah,
was
talk
great.
about the food because
The breakfast was terrible. What do you mean?
the food was controversial.
It was great.
I think
That
I
was,
will say-
that was just as fine as every buffet brunch that I've ever had.
okay, sure, fine.
It wasn't
guess
like, what do you expect?
Compared to the lobby a dinner we had,
Sure, yeah.
it was lesser so.
Yeah,
but
because
it was
one
good.
portion costs the same as like unlimited portions,
Oh, that's true. You have to think about the unlimited portions.
which, let me tell you, you did not take advantage
We
of.
did not. No, because we went there like half an hour before the first round of the first day.
You gotta bulk up before you go play
You're
Warhammer.
right. No, you're
You burn
right.
off
Was
a lot
that the
of
only
calories.
time you went that first
No,
day?
one of the days I finished early.
Okay.
Oh, I got wrecked.
Oh,
which is
okay.
coming. I got riggedy wrecked by Thousand Suns. And so I finished really early so I could go have a nice little brunch with my dad.
Oh, okay. So there's a different
So I'm back
experience.
again.
Yeah. Okay. You got to actually experience the full thing.
I will stand by it.
No, the eggs were good. The bacon was good. The cucumber was good.
Oh my god! I posted this on the Instagram. I'm like having breakfast. I'm like, what was the first day? It was like me, you, Shane, and my dad.
Yes.
And I'm,
And we had
looking
like
at John.
20 minutes to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, John. He has like a normal full like breakfast brunch, like American style, and like 2 slices of cucumber on the side. I was like, what? What are you
You gotta
doing?
balance it out. That's all like fat and like grease.
2 cucumbers does not balance it out.
You gotta balance it out.
And I look over at Shane.
all
He's
about
got
balance.
a cucumber. And I was like, what are you doing?
It's a thing.
And I look at my dad. Now he's got a cucumber. I was like, oh, we're all eating cucumbers.
I love this.
But only like 2 slices each. Everyone wants to be like John, the favorite
food-
Titan.
The food was kind of interesting. They actually ended up sending out, I don't know if you guys got the email.
Oh God,
That was like the one thing they kind of acknowledged that did not go well.
the food.
Yeah.
Which food?
Well, I think they thought they kind of acknowledged that the prices were too high.
Okay.
At the hotel or outside?
Um,
Because we
think-
avoided the outside.
I think in the hotel.
Yeah, 'cause they can't control what's outside, right? The food trucks and stuff. They can't
Interesting.
control that.
They had sort of this interesting ticket system, which didn't really make sense because you didn't get price breaks, right? So like if you went and bought
Yeah.
10 tickets, it was tickets are $2 each.
I
think?
didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
I just did
It was weird.
cash at restaurants.
Yeah.
So I see.
No, the tickets were weird.
The
like,
drinks, yeah.
like a coffee would be 6 tickets, which would be like, it was a weird price. But like also a hot dog was also like 6 tickets.
I found that a beer and a soda were both 3 tickets.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Like so, like
Yeah.
it was weird. It was a
I
weird
see.
pricing.
Oh, and the food at the other place. I see what you're saying, Zach.
Yeah.
'Cause also at the Renaissance, there was like event-run food,
Yes.
which was those pizzas that I didn't.
So it was.
I see.
But I think they did a good job of like recovering from all of it because the food prices the first day were super outrageous, and then it slowly like lowered down each day.
Really?
Like it would like significantly lower margins.
Interesting. Less tickets. Zach, that's not even.
No,
Are
no,
you adding?
I'm adding these pictures. One second. Oh, here they are.
Don't need. We should.
Oh, that's true. That's important.
That one's very important.
Sorry, chat. You can't see what's going on, but
It's gonna be worth it. Trust me. Well, look. Let's talk a bit about day 3 since we're here.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I got wrecked. So I was going into day 3, top 16.
Yes.
I think I was 14th at this point because I lost.
Amazing, yeah.
Thank you. And round 1, I played against Thousand Suns.
Ooh,
Super
wow.
chill guy, Brad Townsend. And normally I think I have Thousand Suns.
Well-known player, too.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I did not have it. He had 2 bricks of Terminators.
That's like what you don't want to see. Really good save, mortal wounds,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and
deal
movement
with,
as well.
Yeah, I can deal with 1 block.
Yeah.
Pretty handily. 2 blocks is a lot. I also I lost on deployment, frankly. It was Hammer and Anvil, and I was like put all of my anti-Terminator things on one side, kind of just by accident. My Solitaire, my Troop Master, my big block of troops, and so he crystalled and teleported both on the other side.
Oh no!
And I was just like, huh. Well played, sir. I can't reach him in time.
Yeah.
And so we were done real fast. Let me tell you that.
Jeez.
So I lost that game,
Brutal.
and then I went and played.
Did you have any matchups that you played twice? You played CSM a few times?
I played Tau twice, and I played CSM twice, and I played Knights twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I had 0 overlap. Like I played a new faction each time, and it was great.
Jealous. I mean, at the not to brag, but the top 16, there's less variety, right?
No,
there's a lot of
sure.
Tau, a lot of Nids,
Yes.
a lot of Necrons, obviously, which I dodged.
Yes. Nice.
Oh yeah, I lost to Nids was the next game.
Gotcha.
We had a really fun
Nids
time,
is
though.
brutal,
It was
especially against you. Yeah.
He had the double Turvagons with tons of Gaunts and
Oh,
all the
interesting.
fixins. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not kill a single Gaunt that game. I was like, I'm not going to touch him. Actually, I killed the ones that he spawned, the extra units, but not the big units.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not going to give him any movement. And it was actually a really good game.
I heard about this.
It's just like the night game, actually. I was winning until I wasn't. I was winning, and then I lost a crucial flank. All my forwards just failed. Harpies, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So I lost that game. Super fun, though. Amazing opponent and fan of the show. And then last round, I played Tau again, and we actually thought we were going to get paired the round before because we had like the same record in the top 16, but we didn't. And we were just so tired at this point. We said, let's just do this thing. And he went first with Tau, and I've never been alpha struck so hard with Tau. He's just like, we're going in, Montcaw, everything up, and he killed like a third of my army in the first volley. And I'm like hidden.
Yeah.
I'm hidden. I was just like, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
He wanted it over and done with.
Yeah, he's like, win or lose, we're gonna be done fast. And I was like, I am so prepared. Like at this point, and then he hit me, I hit him back. We had like nothing on the board after like turn 2. We were just playing with like scraps basically.
Yeah.
But my Troop Master was the all-star.
It looked very close. This is the game I kind of caught a snippet of.
Yeah.
And like I think it was like round 3 or maybe 4 of like it looked pretty dead close, but there was like nothing on the board.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
No. And my Troop Master just carried it. He would like run out.
Yeah.
Segrax Rose full rerolls, just shreds.
Oh,
He's
no.
like in the Crisis shoots.
Dude, Crisis
flips into the thing.
That's an amazing target.
It's so perfect. Jumps out, kills another one, tags up like a Shadow Sun, falls back, charges another one, kills all of them.
Right.
It was nuts. Even like took like Burst Cannon Overwatch to the face. He was absolute legend that game. It was so cool. So
legend.
really fun opponent, great game. So I ended up going 6-3, 11th place. Shane told me I was 10th. So like the first 10 people I saw, I was like, I got 10th place.
Yeah.
And then I checked it. I was like,
I'm 11.
that makes it worse. Something was taken from me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible. That's the worst feeling. Because 11th is also like good. It's fine.
Shane, you cruel man.
But he like tortured me. I was like 10th place, top 10 baby, and then I was like top 16.
Now there are a couple super chats that are pretty good ones. Actually, this is a great one that you both will hate answering.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, the Chris TV. Best way to transport Drukhari?
Oh.
This is a very good question.
In Raiders and Venoms.
Yeah, right. Yeah, make sure you take your transports. Raiders are a great option.
Tantalus.
Tantalus. If you want to ball out, Tantalus fits 16 guys. You're going to have a good time.
Exactly.
Raiders, still good, 100 points.
Yeah.
But Venoms are a steal, for sure. -1 to hit.
You like Venoms?
6 capacity. Amazing.
Now, as far as physically transporting them, I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Look, you pack everything you can into a carry-on size, and then you throw everything at your good friend Adrian to transport the rest. That's bringing on a checked luggage.
I had to take both of his Void Raven bombers. He just like left him with a little note. He's like, "Thanks, a little smart.
Thank you."
Adrian." No problem, John. You find a friend that has a smaller army, extra space in there.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, Drukhari are very difficult because they're very spiky. You don't want it to break. There's some things that you can transport if you magnetize it really well, and they have good stands. Namely, if you have raiders, usually they can.
Yeah, the veins the sails are great to magnetize.
Right. You can take them apart, but really you want to go with foam, protect those spiky bits, protect those fragile 25 mil bases. You're going to fit a lot in the foam, so you can actually pack it pretty densely, and you're probably better off that way. Make sure you have your padding, like little layers of foam to pack on top, so nothing breaks that sticks out.
And probably the zigzag foam, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, that's where my mind was.
If it's in the squares, the rectangle doesn't really work. You're too spiky.
Yes.
But the zigzag is like.
Sorry, I just assumed that everyone was living the zigzag life.
No, zigzag is the way to go, especially for like spiky and Eldari, Drukhari stuff.
Yes, it's totally meant for that. Yeah. So yeah, good question.
Yeah,
I would go with foam almost every time. Magnetize the things that could break, so you're avoiding that with your transports.
Now, there's another one down, another super chat.
Oh yeah, let's get that before we.
Thank you.
Specs!
Yeah. Specs mentioning next year, they announced this Nova.
That's right.
Is 6 blocks away from where I live, and the food options and restaurant options generally are much better and varied, so should be easier to
count
live.
us in.
Yeah, someone was also saying earlier to kind of support what Specs is saying that it is actually in a different location, so.
Yeah.
We'll hit you up, Specs, for
That's awesome.
information.
Everyone's so knowledgeable about the area. Dude, Specs is tall. He's 6'2".
He's tall.
He should
be called...
Tall Specs.
Yeah.
Tall.
Specs was great.
Specs is hilarious.
My dad also got along really
That's
well
right.
with Specs. That was cracking me up. The moment they both like had them all back, they're like, "It's you two are man of culture."
Oh my gosh.
That's wonderful.
That's great.
What was the melody? Adrian lost in the most Adrian way possible. Was that my morale?
Oh my gosh.
Backseat. Anyways.
Dude, that reminds me, in my stream game,
Yeah.
I got away with absolute murder. This Black Templars player failed morale like 3 times over the course of our game. I literally bombed some Eradicators and like failed to kill all but one, and he just ran.
Oh my God.
It was insane. And he did the same again with like his Blade Guard, and then again with a squad of Intercessors. So like I would literally fail to kill something, and he would just cover for me.
Should have taken the secondary.
Amazing. I just got away with murder. But yeah, I had to just bring that up because I totally forgot.
Yeah. Hey, we've got Play on Tabletop in chat.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
We're gonna go Nova. Would love to say hi again. Cheers, guys.
Oh, we would have
Appreciate it.
loved to see you.
That'd been amazing.
That'd been amazing.
Well, when we can meet up at a different event, or you guys come visit us in the Bay, we'll put you up. Maybe
Heck yeah.
Do a show or something. Just saying. I appreciate it.
That'd be fun.
Now, I assume this thing called Pix 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what kind of picks are these?
Well, Emperors Meetup. Okay, so here's some pics from the Emperors Meetup. Now, yeah, we got to meet a lot of cool people. I got to, I spent a lot of the Emperors Meetup chatting with Roughhouse, who's in chat here today. And at one point we realized that we have like all the exact same hobbies and interests. And I was like, hey, you know what? Should we just run off and should we just elope?
Are we best friends now?
Are we? Yeah, are we? Oh, wait, now hold on.
I'm
This
sorry,
is
I'm sorry.
very Bluecast. We're going to come back to that.
Speaking of eloping.
Yeah. Excuse me. It was great. We ended up sharing each other's. We were like looking at each other's Instagram pictures, like, oh, look at this food I made. Look at this food, because he's like a pro chef. So it was super cool to get to meet fans and just get to like know. Like, I know it sounds so cliche. I know everyone that streams, everyone says, oh, it's so cool to meet fans. Oh wait, no, wait, we're coming back to that. We're gonna go back to that. No, okay, I should have told you. Okay, we'll come back to that.
I didn't know I could go backwards.
I know. You can go, it's so. It was amazing to meet fans and meet them at this level of like just talking to them about what they like and do.
Yeah.
Super fun. Now you saw the crab pick.
Kindred souls.
Okay, after Nova, we did have some Maryland blue crabs. We got them at my house live, and that's what you see here.
No, not the Emperors.
Not the Emperors.
And
Here are the live crabs we cooked. Okay. Now go one more picture. A little diversion here. Go one more picture.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, this is
Oh my God.
one of the hotel restrooms for men had these stall doors that go all the way down like this. So it was very cool.
That's great.
Right.
It's
And
so weird.
There were like rooms, but they were toilet rooms.
I feel like they must like shine your shoes while you're pooping.
I don't know what they do in there, and I didn't go into one of them, but I was really impressed by that.
Liberty Fire says, friends!
Yeah, thank you, Liberty Fires. And we do have a Liberty Fires picture. Now, the next picture is cooked blue crabs. This is what they look like after you cook them.
They're red.
Yum.
Whoa,
I cooked that
blue.
with my dad. It was super fun.
That's awesome.
I wish we could have done like a crab thing. And crabs are actually not that expensive this year. I wish we could have done a crab thing. Okay, next is a super cool picture Bridger and I took with Liberty Fires.
That's a great photo.
It was really awesome
Liberty
to meet Liberty
Fires.
Fires.
What a cool guy, man.
Yeah, he's an interesting dude. We talked with him all weekend.
Yeah.
He's a well-traveled man, at least
through
through life.
A man of mystery.
He's done a lot of things. It's kind of
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Like,
That's
not
awesome.
bad, nothing bad.
He's very
Well-
interesting.
Top 3 mullets for sure.
Now,
Oh, for
listen, this
sure.
next picture, before Adrian goes to it, we need to talk about it for a second.
Yeah, I mean, is this the long quest?
Yeah, this is the quest. We've been almost a year quest. So I guess we should just say this. So I'm largely from this area. Adrian's
You mean which area?
well, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and I grew up in very southern Pennsylvania, right on the Maryland border. But my family is from Baltimore originally, and my sister moved to Ellicott City, Maryland, which is the same city Adrian's family currently lives in.
And moved to like 10 years ago.
Kind of
We were from here.
Right. Kind of randomly one day, I don't know what happened, but we were just talking about Ellicott City.
Yeah.
And you were talking about your brother.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what grade is your brother in, or something like that? And you're like, 10th. I was like, oh, my nephew's in 10th. And then I was like, in Ellicott City, I was like, did your nephew go to Mount Hebron High? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, so your youngest brother and my nephew literally go to the same school in the same
grade.
Same grade.
It's so, like, what are the odds of that? That's astronomical.
That's crazy.
It's
Crazy.
Absolutely mind-blowing, which sent us on our quest to prove that this was an actual thing.
Right.
And, I talked to Quentin, you talked to Luca, and
Did not go well.
we were just like, they were both convinced that they knew the other person, but clearly had no idea who this other person was.
Right.
And it was like this ongoing thing of like, I know Quentin. He's like in cross country and does all these
My
things.
nephew, who you'll see. Some people were talking about Maryland. Yeah, Maryland is like a cult.
Maryland!
Going back to Maryland made me realize how much I miss Maryland.
Yeah.
There's this look. I don't know if you guys notice when you're in Maryland. If you're in the plane going to Maryland, you'll notice everyone has this look that I call ready for sports. Because everyone wears like gym shorts
Yeah.
and like an Under Armour hoodie. And they've got like, everyone looks like they play for like NCAA sports. Like all the time.
It's true.
Like you see so many fit people, which is cool. And then they're all in like socks with those flip flops that are
Yeah.
just like that. And then gym shorts, and then like a hoodie. That's like
That's
the
the
ready
outfit.
for sports.
You didn't wear that on your trip there? No.
That's like ready for sports. I call that look. It's very common in Maryland. So we finally got this picture. The way we got it is I recruited Luca and one of his friends. I had to pay him $35 each.
You put a bounty on
I put
my
a bounty
brother.
on it, which I'm saying, Quentin, you better get $35 from your brother.
Sounds like Zach is going to pay your bounty.
No. So I put a bounty on Quentin, basically, and made my nephew hunt them down. And here's this picture. So you're going to see, this is literally, and it's hilarious, too, because it's clearly you can tell which one is related to who. I
love it.
There's my nephew in his ready for sports look.
And my brother with his not ready for sports look.
My family, my sister, my niece, and I, at least, and Luca here, my nephew, are all like a Game of Thrones house. We have the same hair. You can just identify us from this hair immediately. And then there's mini Adrian, if you
It's
will.
just mini versions of us. This is like watching Muppet Babies right here.
Is Quentin taller than you though, or same height?
He recently is taller than me. Like,
Wow,
he's like becoming
really?
a giant. It's crazy.
Because you and I are
Whoa.
about the same height, and that's like about how much taller I am than Luca. So like I'm probably
Yeah.
a little shorter than Quentin.
Quentin is crazy tall. It's nuts. Oh, what up, Pat? Catonsville.
Catonsville, yeah, I know
Hey,
Catonsville.
as my mom would say, Catonsville.
Catons.
My mom's French, so she also calls it the Potomac. You know the
Oh,
Potomac?
Potomac River, yeah.
Or Maryland?
But I'm so excited that we finally got this picture of
We did it.
close family members, direct family, the brother in your case, my nephew who I'm very close with, in my case, could not get two high school boys to get a picture of each other, with each other for like a year.
Look, it was not a problem that money couldn't solve.
Yeah, it turns out.
$35
That happened pretty quick.
I kind of really, my nephew recently got a job. He's like a waiter at a sushi restaurant. I was like, you know what? I realized this. I can move this along really quick.
Oh,
Nice.
anyways, wait, that's the last photo.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
So, where are we? Emperor's Meetup. Awesome.
Yeah.
Games were awesome. Great times had by all. We actually talked about laser tag already, which I think is what you spent a chunk of your last day. Aeronautica.
Yes,
What
Aeronautica,
else
laser
is kind
tag.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything else that
I
we're
will say,
missing?
Bridger and I and a few other like kind of members of the community here, we stayed up till 2 a.m. Playing Magic Commander, actually,
What?
where I learned how to play Magic.
I'm so proud of you.
It was super crazy. It was awesome.
Look, watch out.
yeah.
John's playing Sigmar. He's playing
I'm
Magic.
playing all sorts of games.
Watch
And then we went a little on an adventure to 7-Eleven, where I mistakenly got food at 7-Eleven and had a very bad time afterwards.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Oh my God. That's horrible. Jesus.
Never take Bridger's recommendations on 7-Eleven food.
Bridger has the biome built up in his his gut biome has been built up
Yeah.
Yeah.
to work with that.
Yeah.
Bridger I've seen Bridger swallow a can of Coke Zero. in
Can and all.
In a
yeah.
pinch, Bridger can just eat a can or a bottle, on a paper, on a taco. Like he is built up for that. You are not.
Oh, we forgot Scrapple.
Diner
We got to
and
talk about
Scrapple.
Scrapple.
And this diner.
I learned what Scrapple is.
you tried a little.
The drink.
I did.
No.
Not Snapple.
That's Snapple.
Wait, what's Scrabble?
You don't know what
Scrapple.
Scrapple? Oh, let Zach tell
This
you.
guy doesn't know about Scrabble.
Am I right?
I'm kind of surprised you don't.
Scrapple?
I feel like your family would know it. Scrapple is a breakfast meat common in Maryland, Northern Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And it's whenever you describe it, it's super gross sounding, but it's like not any gross than a lot of stuff. It's a fresh product. It's
Yeah.
not like a processed product. It's been around for ages. The Pennsylvania Dutch, who are actually German,
Yeah.
brought it over, and it's essentially like just ground up components of a pig.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It does, but you mix it with cornmeal to kind of bind it, and
Yeah.
then you slice it, and then you just pan fry it.
It looks like a messed up pancake
Made of meat.
made of meat.
Oh. Oh.
We got Meg and I love it. I grew up with it.
Yeah.
Meg came over and like absolutely loved it. Meg says, "Guys, the diner, come on." Thank you, Meg. Yeah, we'll talk briefly, just real quick
Sounds like
about the
literally
diner.
probably the same thing.
It was pretty shocking. So we went to this diner. Meg and I got Scrapple and eggs. We convinced Liberty Fires to get it. We convinced a few other people to get
There was
it.
a table of just Scrapple, and then also Meg got Scrapple.
Yeah, Bridger refused to try it, if you can believe, but John did. John Adventures tried it.
Look, it is a food item. You can eat this.
Sigmar Magic and Scrapple.
Yeah, John, East Coast John.
East Coast John.
East Coast John.
Yeah, Liberty Fires gave it a B-. He said he wouldn't necessarily get it again.
Yeah.
But the diner was just kind of crazy and insane. Like, we went there, and they just, like, didn't serve us.
Oh,
We
dude.
sat there forever.
Yeah, yeah.
And we couldn't tell what was going on.
Right.
They just, like, weren't doing anything.
We got our drinks order, or we ordered our drinks pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But that really just, what it did was lock us into staying there
Right.
Yeah.
longer than we wanted.
Yeah.
So it was an hour for the drinks, and then maybe
while.
another hour and a half
That's
to
horrible.
order food, and then another hour.
But the waitress was super cool.
Super cool.
That's what was weird about
Super
it. And
cool.
they didn't seem busy. It wasn't that
It wasn't busy.
We
And it
could
was
not-
it was
They
a
were messing with
Saturday
you
night
guys.
or a Friday night or
It
something.
was,
Yeah.
Friday?
yeah, and she
Yeah.
was so interesting and quirky, and she'd come and like make these
Yeah.
weird jokes with us and be like, "Okay, I'm serving the ladies first," and she was like really funny. But then we were like, "Why is everything taking so long?"
You guys were in like a pocket dimension.
It felt like we were in a
Like
pocket
Bridger
dimension.
just ordered a pie. There wasn't even like didn't have to make the pie.
45 minutes went by before
was
she came
just-
back and said, "We don't actually have that."
And they're just in like a container. There's
Yeah.
a glass container
Yeah, yeah.
where you just have to like put on a
Those old
plate.
timey diners, yeah. God. Oh, so that's the diner limbo.
Diner limbo.
Diner limbo, exactly.
Diner
Exactly.
limbo. Amazing. Look, we had a good time.
Amazing time. I want to go again. I want to go next week. I wanna
Next
go-
week.
But like
Let's go.
Yeah.
I need a rest first. I nearly
my
died.
body is not ready.
Monday, I was just dead. Because we drove back to my parents Sunday night, and the next day I woke. I like forced myself to set my alarm because it was like, trying not to mess up. I only get so much time with the family.
Yeah.
I was just like desiccated. Like I'm just like, oh my
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
move, everything hurts. But an amazing time. Definitely want to go next year. Maybe team tournament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure we plan for, because we didn't really know what was happening like at the beginning of Nova, so we needed to plan ahead of time to do the whole thing.
Tuesday or like
Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday was teams.
No, Thursday was teams.
Teams was one day.
What teams was one day?
That's not enough.
But Wednesday was like sign-ins and stuff, and like maybe the vendor
Yeah.
place was open.
I'm thinking maybe teams and paint classes and chill next time.
Paint classes and chill.
No, I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Had a great time though. So much fun. Yeah. Any closing remarks?
Closing thoughts. Amazing event, amazing community, amazing people. Super positive all around. They did a great job. People running it. Thank you, Melody, for running the Aeronautica stuff.
yes.
Thank you, our community, for being so nice and awesome to us. We want to see you guys again.
It was cool seeing and meeting all those new people. You know, even if we don't know your name here, you know, we saw you. Many of you guys introduced yourself, and it was awesome chatting with you and just hearing your stories of your place in the hobby and what positive influence we had on you. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Before we let you go, as always, I'd like to talk about what's coming up on the channel.
Of course.
Today's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. After that comes Wednesday.
And that's it. We use the same days of the week here that you guys do.
Exactly. Tomorrow in the morning, very special announcement, very special video. Go ahead and check it out. Tomorrow evening, we have members game, of course, playing Chaos Space Marines versus Yannari. Red Corsairs, of course.
Yep.
It's going to be a ton of fun playing that.
It's going to be a saucy game.
Exactly. And Thursday is such a special show. I can't even tell you about it because we're going to have to announce it officially. That's the game there.
You're going to want to tune
Wednesday,
in.
of course, we discussed, is going to be Hobby Titans, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, working on techniques learned from Nova.
An easy one too, not like a crazy thing.
Yeah.
And doesn't need an airbrush. Can use rattle can.
Oh,
We used rattle can to do it actually.
that's actually big.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out. I know I will be. I learned so much the last time you guys went to paint stuff. I'm excited to learn more.
It's so crazy. Like, it's nice because Meg is pretty good at going into a class and then coming back with one lone nugget, and I'm like, cool, that's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't actually want necessarily all the time.
Exactly.
I do think, I don't know about you guys, I do think like next time if I might go to Nova and do like each day a different thing, including some painting classes.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm kind of like, yeah.
Liberty said that there was painting classes on Wednesday too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Liberty was taking a bunch of the painting classes.
Yeah, I love that idea. Like maybe alternating painting and playing each day a little bit or something.
And just like having more downtime would be nice.
Right.
So, and then of course Saturday, very special day. All I will say is if you look at the Warhammer community site, it is the pre-order day for the Leagues of Votann.
Boom.
And that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, thanks to everyone who said hi and saw us there. That's going to do it for us. We will catch you all next time. I press the button. On the tabletop.
Bye.